After serving the town of Norwood for over 100 years, Norwood Hospital was shut down immediately in June of 2020 following record-breaking and catastrophic flooding in the town. Hospital President Salvador Perla is happy to announce the next chapter in Norwood Hospital's story.
At a very high level, the new Norwood Hospital will include 130 private acute care rooms, emergency services including trauma, pediatrics, and behavioral health capabilities, a regional STEMI center with state-of-the-art cardiac catheterization labs, advanced diagnostic imaging, a variety of outpatient services that are included but not limited to women's health, breast care, gynecology, pulmonology, diabetes, and endocrine.
If you think about where we were 16 months ago as a Commonwealth, we were still in it in a pretty big way with respect to the pandemic. And there was a tremendous amount of concern about losing all this capacity, all this terrific community hospital capacity while we were in the midst of what we were all dealing with COVID generally. And I have to say that in some ways, this is a really positive example of how a hospital system can make this kind of day like today possible.
Member of Norwood Hospital Board of Directors and Norwood resident Joan Jacobs explains how this new hospital will impact the Norwood community.
Oh, the technology is going to be outstanding. It's going to be the very latest and the very best of everything that they have available. It is so nice to know that they're going to have the cardiac cath lab here so that you never have to worry about, people having a heart attack and having to drive a half an hour to get to a hospital. It's going to be right here in the heart of Norwood. So really looking forward to it.
Town manager Tony Mizuko is grateful for the new project to be moving forward, but not first without thanking all the first responders that helped out on that chaotic day.
It meant a lot to me. It's something that I think in the story and the history of Norwood Hospital, we're always going to remember the flood that took out the hospital and the rebuilding of the hospital and hopefully down the road the new hospital. But I don't want anyone to forget June 28th, 2020 and what Norwood employees did and what the community did to rescue the hospital, to save the patients in the hospital, and to take care of the community both at the start of the flood and throughout it. Our employees did some incredible stuff. Norwood Fire and Police evacuated the entire hospital in just a couple of hours. No injuries among first responders, no injuries among patients. It's really unprecedented. It's the kind of thing you train for and you plan for and you don't ever expect to happen, all in the midst of the worst storm we've seen in 100 years, the worst pandemic we've seen in 100 years, and they performed admirably. So as we tell the story of the hospital, as we go through the process, I just want everyone to remember what Norwood Police and Norwood Fire and Norwood Light and Norwood DPW did that night on one of the darkest days for our community. They shone through pretty bright.
Chairman of the Norwood Board of Selectmen, Tom Maloney, details the geographical significance of Norwood Hospital and how it's not only important to the Norwood community, but surrounding towns as well.
The hospital is really important to the region. I mean, this is like, if you look geographically, this is a really well-situated hospital. So it serves the interests not just of the town, but of the region and of the Commonwealth. It's going to be a great facility. We are so looking forward to it.
The first of many historic milestones has been marked here today at Norwood Hospital. Norwood Community Media will continue to follow the construction process and provide you up-to-date information. For Norwood News, I'm Brian Boudreau.